More resonance with Akanda Ra. Hello, my soul family. How are you all landing today? Welcome to the Roar and Resonance podcast. I am your host, Akanda Ra. All right, let's take a moment to ground ourselves into the grid, into the space, before we fully kind of get into the message for today. And I am so excited to be able to do these periodic tarot card of the day, and I am co-creating with flow, meaning tapping into the energy every day to see what is most aligned, and then following the steps for it. So let's take a moment, take a deep breath. Take a deep inhalation. And for those who are just returning to this channel, welcome back, my love. I am so thankful for you to be here, to listen, to support, either in comments, and likes or subscriptions, or however it might be. So thank you. And to all my new listeners, welcome to the space where we are all so excited and so ready to dive into the depths of just our whole entire being. And I'm going to begin with some light language to ground us into the grid. So just take some deep breath. And if you're not familiar with light language, it's like any other languages, except this is speaking from the soul. So it comes through with a series of tones, inflections, and connection with the deepest aspects of our soul and our connection to the above. So take a deep breath and exhale, and allow yourself to become alive with every breath that you take. Tensen anything up, anything you've been holding and carrying on your back, let go. Take another one. Allow yourself to center through your heart. Meru hasaragurushkere arararatkutininarai. Mura siarat kashteraru arakuturukute yara sharadagiti sarada. Bringing the light through your crown chakra into your central column. We're pulling light from your soul star down to the midpoint of your heart. And now we're taking the light from our earth star chakra right below our root chakra, and bringing that light up our entire body, and in a almost like diamondized DNA form where they start to dance and intermingle through our heart portal. You start to feel a little bit of tingling around your body. You may feel a little heat. It's going to heat up your central column. You just allow yourself to relax into your body and allow for this transmission to enter your field and recognize that anything that resonates with you, you can internalize it, and you can also declare, I accept, I receive. Anything that doesn't resonate, that's okay. Simply allow it to pass through, allow it to transmute itself into nutrient that is for your growth. All information and all transmission that's coming through is for the highest good of each and every single individual who's are listening to this episode. And you may feel some sensation on the left side of your body that wants to come through. You may want to shake your legs and arm out to allow this energy to move through. So we are going to begin our transmission today. And the card that I pulled for us is the Chariot. And as I look at the Chariot card, what I am focused on is the individual in this Light Seer Tarot deck. I am focused on not necessarily the movement of the horses, rather I'm focused on the individual driving, and the person's not even, and what I'm noticing is that the individual is not even holding on to the rein, right? There's this fast movement energy that's going through the card, but the person's totally at peace. He's squatting on the top of the carriage and he's not even holding the rein, and zooming in, he just looks totally at peace. And what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling into is that it's recognizing that as life is moving, right, really fast right now, and I'm also sensing that there's probably a lot of energy going on right now where we want to take action, we want to move. There's this anxiety that's coming up on, like, I need to do something, I need to do something, I need to do something, and or like I have to do X, Y, and Z. And what I'm getting is that the path for you is clear, and the path before you, you may not see, just as you're driving down the road and you look miles down, you don't see that there's a bend in that road, you know, like a curve in that road. You only see that curve when you get closer. And they say, what they're saying is that is the same as life. You know, we often, the paths are not straight. There's a lot of wind and circles, and curves and bends that we don't recognize until we're there. But the path is there. We know that we are going to get to the destination. Right? We know we're going to arrive there. And what's funny, and it's coming through, is that it's like before the times of GPS, right? People would use map, or they would use some sort of symbols, or like looking at the stars, looking at feeling the way that the wind would blow to figure out the direction and where they're going. And evidently is that when they had set their mind out on a particular trip, just take a deep breath and feel a lot of energy working its way through the heart space right now. So you may want to do some gentle tapping on your chest. And what I'm getting is that it's like similar to those days when people would just look to the stars or hear the wind to figure out where they're going. Evidently, they know that they are going to arrive at their destination as long as they follow the way that their ancestors have maneuvered, right, on these expeditions. And I am hearing that analogy is being applied here to say that the path that we are meant to be on, you know, during the way our car may break down, we may face obstacles. And what we may not see coming is that car breaking down is actually a blessing in disguise, because there was something like a factory recall on a particular thing on that car, and then you're due actually for a new car. And that things that occur during the path, it may look like obstacles, but they may actually, if you just slightly tweak the lens on your eyes, and it's just tweak the way that you perceive this event, it's actually a gift, a blessing, an opportunity. And also what's coming through is that, yes, obstacles may arrive, but that doesn't, and it may take you on a detour, but you will still get to the destination that you had in mind. So the biggest invitation that I'm hearing right now is that clear vision that you have inside of yourself. And what's funny is that I just had a beautiful synchronicity moment with one of a group member in one of my spiritual circles, and about this clear voyage, a clear sight in mind, a clear vision, is that as long as you have a clear vision of where you want to be and you continue to take the steps for that vision, things will happen. That is life. Things will pop up along the journey, but you will still get to that destination. Keep in clear sight of yourself, your values, what brings you peace, what brings you joy, what can inspire more self-love and care. You are the vessel that carries this divine blueprint, this divine vision, divine purpose, and you are the vessel that is going to get you from point A to point B. And how fast or slow, and they're giving me in the context that slow and fast isn't it's the way that humanity has described them, that you have to get there fast, otherwise you lose out on time, or you get there slow. And it's a little bit related to lack mentality, and what they're and to add is that it's not about that. It's about the comfort level with yourself. All right, meaning how fast or slow, how quickly or how early or however, it really doesn't matter in the context of all. Meaning that you are, every moment that is happening within your life, they're all arriving in complete divine orchestration at the most perfect timing, based on the choices that you have made in an unconscious or conscious way. And the invitation as we begin, especially to all my listeners here, is that as we begin to dive deeper into the depths of ourselves, we start to recognize that the world around us is actually a pure reflection of the world that is inside of us. If you notice, a very practical example here is that when you're anxious, when you're feeling anxious, you're having so many different thoughts inside of you. What happens is that your external world, you're going to perceive that everything outside of us there's just so much going on. There's chaos everywhere, and that I need to do this, and then you can hear the way that is. I'm going to take a deep breath here. Is that then all of a sudden, then we all start to perceive the world through these anxious lens. And so, to bring it all back, it is to come to a place of stillness. And the stillness, the world can be a messy place in many ways. The invitation is for you to dive into yourself. And as you dive deeper into yourself, no storm can ever uproot you. Things will shift. Your foundation will shift. It'll strengthen. The roots will deepen. You'll grow stronger, all for good reason. So just like our ancestors, as they believed into the stars and as they listened to the winds, Listen to the guiding voice that is within you, while surrendering and trusting to the voice all around you, the universe, spirits, ancestor. And with this Chariot card 7, I feel that a lot of us are expanding, integrating, releasing, all happening in almost simultaneously. Where it once was, things would take, we would take time for releasing, doing the shadow work. And then there's the expansion where we're like connecting to energies above us and expanding in all of our energetic ways. And then there's an integration period. And then we start to embody it, right? Actually live in what we learn, not simply just taking it in and then regurgitating it all back, right? Rather, it's actually truly understanding what you have learned. It's not happening in the sequential order as we often think. I think it's through our own perception that it has to be a certain way, where the question actually is there any other way? Can there be a different way? Can there be another way to climb the mountain? And so embodiment, release, and integration, expansion has actually happened all simultaneously, and that can be very overwhelming. And the other invitation that's coming through is to a reminder, more so a reminder, that as we step into the power of being a creator of our own reality, it is recognizing that as a creator of our own reality, we have the ability to utilize our voice as an instrument to proclaim what it is that we want in our life and what it is that we don't want in our life. Or even simply a declaration of a choice on how we want to perceive something. So, here are some ways you can imagine it, take it as like biohacking or an experiment on yourself. But the next time you begin to feel overwhelmed by all the energies that are coming through like this transmission or any sort of energetic offerings, I wholeheartedly invite you into proclaiming and declaring that any energy that is here, allow it to come in a way that I am able to metabolize. That's one way. The other way is allow the energies, or allow my body to expand and receive the energies that are coming through. In a way that will maximize, that will serve this vessel or serve the highest good of this container. So one way invites you to transform the energy into a way that your body can metabolize. Or the other option is to invite your body to upgrade, to hold the magnitude of the light that's coming through. And now, as we talked about climbing the mountain, and that there's many ways to climb the mountain, just as there are many paths that leads us all home to the one. And I call them modalities, many ways. Tarot is a modality. Oracle cards are modalities. Religion is another set of modality, and many, 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 many things. And what are modalities? Modalities, in my opinion, in what is coming through for me, are tools, inventions, recipes, ingredients, could depend on what level we want to go down to, the microcosmic level or a more multidimensional view. But modalities, right, they are inventions or tools developed by individuals who essentially, imagine this. As source is all around us, like an ocean, and as we're sitting on the shoreline, we watch as before us that there's so many ways to interpret. We see that we can write a book about this. We see that you can think of like all these different inventions are all sprinkled throughout the ocean. And as the person sitting on there, you can easily put your hand in and pluck out one. And such is that many people, through their own self-discovery journey, have developed modalities that is shaped upon their own perception, filtered through their own perception on what it means to master the path of coming home to all that is within. And as all that is within, as abundantly as how clear it is within, it reflects our internal world into manifesting the life that we want. And you can use and with the abundance of many modalities, one can look at each of them as a way to help us further understand ourselves. And so, in many ways, people have used tarot card as a external tool of divination, of fortune telling. However, it can also be used as a tool for deep internal exploration into the unconscious working of ourselves, and in a way, driving the way that we create our life externally. And there's an emphasis here that there is no right or wrong to this, meaning right and wrong is a construct created by society and programs and conditioners to further separation. However, if we were to look at it, it's a matter about being in alignment or out of alignment to our highest good. And also to say that all actually serves a purpose. No one higher, no one lower. And that might be a concept that is a little challenging for many to truly accept and realize that everything serves a purpose. So again, there are many modalities that you can choose from to dive into the worlds of you and coming home to the one in unity. And they all lead us home. And then this adventure of diving into the mountain within is to recognize that right now there may be an obstacle or wondering how high you can go. But I can say that the more you dive into yourself and you increase your capacity to hold the light, hold true light, meaning full integrity and compassion of light, the higher you'll be able to climb the mountain. The deeper your roots, the bigger how farther your branches will reach. So the more that you know you, the more that you dive into the treasure of who you truly are, you become unstoppable. And as we're all weaving our reality right now, what is required to, again, this is all messages building on top of one another, to say that when it feels hazy, when it feels confusing, when it feels like there are obstacles, the invitation again is to dive into you. What is blocking me from being able to live my fullest dream? Is it that I feel unworthy? Is it that I want to feel like I'll belong, and I don't want to be ostracized? And because of that, I don't want to express my voice. What is holding you back? And it could very well be a 4-year-old self-limiting belief. And the invitation, all in all, is to dive into your heart, right? Into this thread, and more not a thread. I guess it does feel like a thread in our channel of light, but it's asking us to really dig deep into that very foundational thread that connects us from head to toe. The thread that, if I were to pluck it like a string on a violin or a guitar, that it would make a very beautiful, pure melody. That's not... The word disfigured comes into mind, but uncorrupted by someone pressing upon that string and changing it. Rather, is the pure tone of your soul. Does it align to this pure tone of your soul? And this pure tone of your soul, it is like a very clear vision. So, whenever we feel a little bit lost, like things are out of our hands, there is, again, an invitation to dive into yourself, into the wealth, into the abundance of you. That there is so much to be grateful for. That there is so much to be viewed upon, to be witnessed within you. And that maybe it is a 3-year-old self, or a 4, or a 10, or perhaps a 15. But there are many aspects of yourselves that requires weaving into this very elaborate tapestry of your existence that will serve as your banner as you proudly make your way over any obstacles. And just take a deep breath, everyone. And I think some of you may feel like you're trapped right now, binded by the thoughts, binded by your limiting beliefs, like a thread. The thread could be a pure tone of what is to support you along your journey. However, when we pull so hard on that string, right, meaning we attempt to control every aspect, and it could be, I need to control an XYZ situation. Otherwise, it won't happen the way that I want it to happen. And the universe wants to say is that through this co-creative process, there is you, the creator, that you, a fabric, a part of the universe, an aspect of the universe, and there is a dance between you and the universe, the divine, your relationship to the divine. So, what is your relationship to yourself and to the divine? Without thoughts are just not serving you anymore. And are you ready to let go of these certain thoughts? It could be about, I'm hearing the word unworthiness. That I don't deserve this type of success. That I don't deserve all the goodness that are coming to my life. I don't deserve to be happy in a moment, in a place, in a situation that is supposed to be, being the key word here, grief. That I shouldn't be joyful and grieving at the same time. And the universe is at bringing in strength. That it takes a lot of strength to temper the wild voices that are inside of us. And what I am fixated on is the peaceful nature of how easy it can be. Meaning, it takes strength to allow yourself to surrender and trust the unknown. Allow yourself to trust and let go of the rain. Just like the Chariot card in the very beginning, when I said that the Chariot, I'm focused on the person, not holding the rain, and they're just looking so at peace. And despite the fast-moving situation. And so, coming in full circle here, is that can you let go of the rain? Let go of these thoughts and patterns, meaning truly witness, and to let go means witnessing where these thoughts come from. All right, where, and are you ready to let go of these old templates? And are you willing to choose differently? Choose to trust a little bit more. And just by doing that, just by trusting a little bit more, the Sun card. And just by trusting a little bit more, you allow your inner child to enjoy radiant sun. And that through this co-creative process, this dance between you and the divine, that as you make a choice, and through these different choices, and as you surrender, choosing to perceive a little things a little differently, choosing differently, you are free, like a child who is happy. And I am looking at the card, and what I'm fixated on is the child's smile. We're in a crown of sunflowers, and that is a very joyful energy. You just feel a little tapping on your heart. And those are all the cards that I went to pull right now. Thank you, universe. Thank you, spirit. So, let's just take a moment And just take a moment here to breathe in a little deeply and allow ourselves to take a deeper breath as I turn up and allow the energies of the words, the vibrations of the words to settle into your field. And remember, you can take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. So right now, I just want you to tune on in, take a deep breath, and exhale. Another one. We'll be closing out circle right now. And just taking a moment to anchor in. We are complete. Thank you. Thank you so much, my soul family, for tuning in. I love you dearly. And if this message resonates with you, I would love to hear your story. If you feel comfortable, share it in the comments below. And yeah, if it resonates, please like, subscribe, share, whatever feels most aligned. And I love you so much. And until next time, bye guys. Because every moment requires slowing down the egoic, reactive animal mind to a point of stillness, of surrender and trust in the unknown, the trust in you. Shedding layers like the leaves fallen or the snakes shedding, or even when an egg is ready to burst, every moment requires slowing down and being within the presence to embrace the now. And for far too long, we've lived in the future for the fear of the unknown, playing in every second of our life to maintain the illusion of control, or living within the past and being stuck in the continuous loop, like walking in circles in the mud, entangled by the stories of the past. And it is now where we can be present in the I am and completely surrender to the moment of what is and allow what to come because you've already taken the first step in choosing you. And that was all that was needed. So slowing down. How can we, and I remember seeing this, as I'm getting more in tune with my body and I'm dancing a little bit more, is slowing down the movement to allow how it can land within our body to feel good. Slowing down the way that we speak so we can be more effective. Slowing down so we can hold the attention by the thread and ending it with a sweet smile. Every moment can be a very beautiful co-creation, stacking one block at a time. It's slowing down and learning to trust ourselves, learning to alchemize learning to alchemize the honor and harvesting this deep trust in ourselves to be a compass and guiding us to places, to things, to take action. And this brings in the one of the last theme that's coming up for this month is this continual deepening and shedding and unifying of what we know as the masculine and feminine. And I emphasize on what we know because energy is energy, and it's through the filter of our own perception, conditionings, and programmings that they begin to take form into what is known. And part of the expansion requires letting go of what is known, like letting go of training wheels. And one of a mentor, I would call a really great mentor, AOSC, is saying is like their reference point. They serve as a certain reference point and to reveal what is possible. And then as we embody and make the choices to align, they are meant to be released, to let go, like training wheels. Letting go of what we have known, how things were done, and and recognize where we can transform and pioneer a new way through our choices. And it's interesting because I am also another mentor, Kirsten with It's Given Mystical, is doing like this tarot mystery school where we can dive deeper. And tarot is a beautiful practice that I've incorporated into diving into the depths of who I am, to inspire more reflections. And as we're going through the major arcana right now, we are looking through each card, and I felt so much resistance coming from the Emperor card and the Hierophant, and especially more so the Emperor because of how dominated and how it holds a lot of masculine energy. And what's so interesting is that and then as I was tuning into a live with AOSC, it was witnessing how this energy was ping-ponging back and forth between the feminine and the masculine, the feminine and the masculine, because it's like there's resistance with the Emperor card, and the Emperor card comes up within a very strong masculine energy, but I felt the energy ping-ponging back and forth between masculine and feminine. And in what was happening was like this deep invitation to deepen into an aspect of the feminine, because within the masculine and the feminine, there is the masculine within the feminine within the masculine. So there was this energy where I was like the imbalance, right, that was happening. And it comes from a place of like the wounded, I would say the wounded masculine aspect within myself, where I couldn't trust myself to follow my own intuition. I couldn't trust myself to take the actions to honor my intuition. There was still doubt in my own intuition. So that led to like a whole year of just coming home to the feminine. And now this is like a deepening into that aspect. Then as I was diving into that, the part of the templates that I've grown up with is witnessing there's like a lot of emasculation. There's a lot of hyper independence, hyper vigilance, is a lot of you need to live life by X, Y, and Z. And you should be X, Y, and Z. And it was like, where was my voice in all of that? So it was like, I couldn't even trust my own voice. So I was like, explore and play with these stickiness and these resistance, is witnessing how a lot of the women in my family and what I've witnessed in dynamics is constantly taking the lead and being very hyper independent, not being able to trust anyone. And learned behavior, recognizing that template, I thought like another mentor, my Olivia, with so many beautiful teachers, Olivia with Luminous Presence Art, was saying how she took care, and I was saying to her, like, she took care of everyone. And then Olivia came back and said, did she? And I'm like, oh, she didn't take care of herself. So not everyone. And then it's like, if I'm using that as a standard, right, to live my life that way, is that truly a way that will make me happy or bring that joyfulness to me? And I said, no, that's not a template that I want. I love my parents. I have so much work to get to a place where it's like honor and just how all the sacrifices, everything they've done, and then taking what I know from that, right, taking the pearls of wisdom and moving forward from there to go on my own journey. And it's scary because if I've lived, right, even though a lot of the choices I've made in career and all of that, or my own, there was a lot also that, and especially that showed up in my relationships, was this based on what my family and my parents and my society has taught me. And I've accumulated and took on those templates. And now as I shed those away of what those steps were on what I should be, and like here are all like the whole script on like how to survive, and recognizing that I don't want to survive anymore, and recognizing that I want to now live, it's scary. It's scary to fully step into who you are. And it sounds silly, right? And I think there are many moments where we kind of look and like downplay it. Like, that sounds silly. But it's actually not silly at all. Right? It's recognizing that starting something new is scary. But there's a fine nuance between fear and like this, I call it the healthy dose of fear, right? Where there's a crippling fear, and then the fear's like, and then there's almost like an anticipation that's wrapped with a little, like sprinkled with a little excitement. So that's a little story, a little tangent, about what's happening. And so as I explore and I decided, I'm like, okay, you know what, Sally, Akanda Ra, like you've done this before. So I took a moment and I sat with the Emperor card and I looked straight into the eyes, and I used the traditional deck. So I looked straight into eyes and I realized, no, I am held. Recognizing that I can lean into the masculine within myself to hold me, to take action. And funny enough, I've been doing that. Like I've been like these little nudges, like, hey, go get your health check. And then when I did that, I'm like, I recognize I need to make some sort of some healthy lifestyle changes. And then next thing, I get in the mail, I get a letter from my company to join a certain like health program like for free and all, and then I'll get all of these like tools and resources to help based on like a certain almost like eligibility requirements. And like all of that was based on like this little nudge. Just like, I want to get healthy. I haven't had a blood work in a while. Maybe I'll go do that. It started with a nudge, and it's like there's that trust that happened, even though it's like a small one. And I recognize that I can do that for bigger ones too, bigger choices, bigger chances, bigger leaps of faith, and witnessing how the universe will respond in response to all of that, to these choices. So I just thought that was a little hilarious. All right, and I know this episode's going pretty long, so I am so happy that you are still here with me. Let's see. Remember when I did like the tarot card of the day? So I am so excited to bring back, I really feel this wanting to come back, a more regular series of tarot card of the day. And guess what? It's the King of Pentacles today. And let's just begin with this. It feels so good. Like it feels so luscious. And I call it like this damn delicious feeling in your body when something feels so good. And to really like paint a picture of this is that it feels like pumpkin spice latte and apple cinnamon in the air, and all by a cozy fireplace, cuddled up in like these big fluffy blankets, or like eating something so good that brings in so much warmth and softness and just feels so right. So right within the body. And the King of Pentacles, the masculine. It's like this very grounded. Pentacles are with earth, and it's also with all of our earthly materials. So in a way, the focus becomes like this almost like this masculine figure that is very grounded, that is witnessing the fullness of you. You can be everything and just know that there's a stability, there's a stillness, there's a confidence, and that it just feels so good. And the structure, right? The masculine, masculine energy is like the structure that holds the sacredness of you. And it could be your body, feeling good within your body. If emotions is like, let's say emotions like a little feels more fluid, so I would say fluidity, it feels more feminine for me. Structure, concrete, sturdiness feels more masculine. And that if your body is the structure, your emotions is the feminine, is feeling good within your body. And with this new moon, it's just like, how can you invite your body into more play, more goodness, almost like an enrichment for your own soul. And another thing that I'm feeling here is like this warm hearth on how can you invite more, maybe possibly more balance and grace into your home. How can you invite in more warmth to your physical home, to the space that is holding you? It could be your car that just gives you that really good feeling in your body. Could be a specific room in the house that just gives you, because the light just hits it the right way, right? How can you invite in more warmth to your physical home? And how are you creating sacred space for yourself to feel cozy and comfortable and just simply right at home within your body? So home. And one of the pearls of wisdom that came in the last couple months, especially around the 8-8 portal for me, was that the home that I was seeking externally was always ever inside of me. Meaning being able to feel at home, it's a type of feeling that's just like you knowing that you'll be okay wherever you are, and feeling that I can go comfortable to go on a date with myself, comfortable to being alone. And it's different from loneliness. It's feeling alone and feeling very much at home within your body. And another thing that I'm hearing right now is just slow it down, baby. Slow down. Pentacles are earth, slow movement. So think like tectonic plates shifting super slow. How can you slow down and take in that fresh, crisp fall air and truly embrace the smell of a wood-burning fireplace? And with Venus in Scorpio and all the other astrological phenomena, I am feeling this call to invite in beauty, lusciousness, love, and like this sensual pleasure. And ask ourselves too, because with Venus in Scorpio and this depth to it, it's invited in the questions, right, on how to break through the questions we want to explore, to break through so that we can feel more of the beauty and lusciousness. That is what it means to dive into the shadows, the depths. Is right, how can we dive and break barriers through the depths? And as above, so below here. Dive into the depths so that it blossoms and it expands even more. Think of like a funnel up and a funnel down. And like a figure, a figure 8. Just think of like as above, so below. So as we dive deep into ourselves and we break barriers to the depths of our shadows, we are expanded upward. We are creating more space. So with Venus in Scorpio, there is an invitation, right? There are some questions. How have we limited ourselves from the pleasures of life, thinking that we're not good enough, thinking that we can't trust the good thing happening, or that we must do something to earn the goodness, even just like earning the right to even to breathe another breath every single day. And with Pluto and Venus connecting with one another is trusting in the masculine structure that is like your body, your home, your space, and your ambitious nature, direct, confident, I'm fucking holding you. And look into your own eyes and see just how fucking held you are, while knowing and trusting that the masculine within you can honor and respect and uphold the feminine intuition. That interplay that is happening within your very own body. And it can feel very good doing that, being able to balance and dance and I'm a very, I would say, like, I'm a tantrika. So a lot of it comes into like this deepen it into the body and allowing every movement to move through your body, every sound and reverberation, the energy to flow and to feel really it's a very yummy feeling. So here's the invitations. There's been so many during this entire episode. So I'm just gonna summarize. October. All right, we'll start high level here. And this is where masculine is coming through here. Structure. All right, at a high level, October. The month of October, there are 4 big themes. Time. Recognize that there is an abundance of time. You're not arriving late or early. You're right on time. And with time, everything has a ripening period. It doesn't mean that things aren't happening, even though on the surface it looks like things aren't moving. But recognize that is just one aspect. The other aspect of it is that things are falling into place when they are ready to fall into place. And just witness. See how you're constricting yourself, how you're holding your breath, how you are holding yourself to a certain bar that is of your own making. All right, everything there is an abundance of time. Is there a sort of lack around time that's coming in? Is there an urgency that's coming in? And I invite you to play with it. Play with your resistance. Number 2, harvest the pearls of wisdom. Nothing is wasted. Can you stand to witness the templates you used as a means to survive? Before the awakening, before the enlightenment, before your awareness expanded, and just recognize how these templates served you at some point, and the wisdom that you've gained from it. You can appreciate what was and take what you learn and apply it to the template that you're choosing to embody, your pure embodied template of creation, being you, choosing you. And number 3, slow down. Slow down and smell the seasons changing as you're changing. No longer binded by the past or the future, can you allow yourself to live within the moment? And how can you slow down even further? How can you invite more pleasure into your life through slowing down and being more present in the now? And through the stillness, the neutrality of your heart, you'll be able to see things even more clearly. Number 4, balancing and unifying the masculine and feminine, and releasing what we have known about these 2 energies, and truly embrace and deepen into the expansiveness that within the masculine there is the feminine, within the feminine there is the masculine. Think yin yang symbol. There's a deep harmonious blend of this push and pull, the container and the flow, the energy of known and unknown that all resides within you. Observe how within, as you're exploring maybe the expansion of the masculine energy within you or the expansion within the feminine energy within you, witness how in the past there may have been some imbalance, where the imbalances are, and I invite you to be curious around what these imbalances are and explore how you can begin to release them. So allow these themes to guide you in setting your intentions for the month And at the end of the month, you can take a look at your intentions and just witness and reflect on where you would like to do differently in next month. And use the regular card of the day. So whenever there's a new reading on the card of the day, just allow that to drive your focus for that day. So for right now, right in this particular moment, the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles feels good. Feels good to be within a body. It feels good to be within a body. So it invites us to explore the containers. Like it could be our own body. It could be the space that we're in. It could be our car. It could be our home. Even a relationship can be a sort of containership. And witness how our body is responding to each of these containers. Are we flowing? Are our emotions flowing through? Are we able to express the fullness of who we are? Can we witness ourselves trusting and surrendering more? Can we truly surrender to these structures and trust that they can lead us, provide for us, protect us, and protect the intuitive nudges of ours? And just witness how, I love this, how fucking held we are within the deliciousness of our body, within containers. So exploring any limiting beliefs around relationship to your body, to food, to health, to fitness, to movement, to your house, your space. Do you truly feel satisfied? As you look for, maybe have been seeking these externally from yourself. Maybe validations from other people to know that you are worthy of being here, or validations from other people that your voice matters and that you can be safe. Can you turn to yourself to be that container? Or are you looking for this all externally? And if you are, does it truly feel good to you? Does it feel satisfying? Or does it feel like an endless hunger for more? And can we take a moment to witness what versions of us are showing up when it feels sticky to be within the deliciousness of our body? Like, what's holding us back? And when we want to rush and reflect on what our own choices are and how, and just allow yourself to see where you can expand upon your awareness. What versions of yourselves are showing up? It could be a 3-year-old self, right? A 6-year-old, a teenager, a young adult who wants to come up and just be witnessed. And I invite you to start small. Consider maybe just shifting your environment to create a better harmony for you so that you can feel good. It could be reorganizing your desk and feeling good as you're seeing it's organized and clean, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this more often. It could be lighting an incense because you're like, oh, this feels nice. This is setting the tone. Perhaps add in some movement that focuses on slowing down and being present within your body. Breath work, yoga, anything to give yourself a chance to be more present within you. Or an inventory list of what relationships are feeding your soul, or what's leaving you empty. And guess what? There is no right or wrong to any of these practices. Right? These are just options, an opportunity. You know what feels good for you. And I trust that you'll figure out what is the most practical and most aligned method to all of it. And you don't need to do if you choose to make a list, you just need to sit with it. You don't have to do anything in this moment. You don't need to go and be like, hey, sayonara. If that feels aligned, okay. But you don't need to do any of that right now. You can just simply sit with your list until, like the leaves ready to fall, you'll know when to take that leap. And the right words and actions will find you. Oh, it is so good to be back. I love you all so dearly. And that's all that I have for you today. So thank you, my lovely listeners, for tuning in. I love you dearly. And you realize how amazing you are, and just the beautiful medicine that is so vibrant and ever present within you. Man, I can't wait for the next episode. Until next time, my love, it's only the beginning.